Hello, everyone. I'm going to start talking now. I probably need to turn off my audio because I always start to hear myself. There we go. Yes, I see that it is loading, and I'm just going to give folks a few moments to come on board. If you are getting a Twitch announcement, then you're going to click and see the video, and then you'll start to see me. So I do see. All right, and I already have the chat. I actually have a second monitor now. Woohoo! So that I can more easily look at the chat all the time. So I'm going to move it a little bit more so I can see it, and maybe where I'm not going to look at myself because that's distracting. So welcome. If you are new and just finding this video, my name is Melissa Wanish, and I am the founder of RubyThursday.com. It's a tutorial site for junior Rails developers. And what I've been doing lately, the tutorials need to come back in. I promise to have a new one very soon. But what we've been doing the last couple of weeks is that I have been live coding on a project that I did as part of an event last fall where I built an Invoice App. And it's called Gig Tilt. It is currently sort of soft launched. We're using it. We have a couple other people who signed up for my premium course who are on it. Build Advanced Rails Apps is that course. But if you sign up to my mailing list, you'll find out more about all of these things. So I encourage you to do that. Go over to RubyThursday.com to sign up. And so what I'm doing on Twitch is I'm live coding some things, some adjustments that need to be made, or some bugs that I've found, or requests from the users. So this is a private repo on GitHub. So I'm happy to share my process and let you into just it's fun to listen to someone else think about code and think about how to design an app. My husband is the designer and the UI expert, so often I will kind of throw it off to him. He's listening. We have a 10-month-old, she's now 10 months old, little daughter, Julia. So if you ever hear any little chirps from the other room, that would be her. But we're going to keep it kind of casual. Again, this is, just live coding is what it is. It's probably a little messy, but it can be a lot of fun. So, and yes, be sure to ask questions in the chat. I have it more in my eyeline now, so I can look over and look at it a little more easily now. And so if you have any questions, just write them on in and say hi. Last time was really great. People made suggestions. I put a lot of those in. One that I did not put in yet, though, was I was trying to put it in just now, or trying to get to it, was guard. I'm going to be putting in guard R specs so that the specs are running in the background as I'm making adjustments, and we're not sitting here waiting for them to run. Didn't get to that because I ran my specs and things were broken all over the place from our work last week. And so I fixed all but one. And so I'm not going to start with that. I am going to start with what I said I would work on to the mailing list, if you're jumping on from the mailing list, which was vendor onboarding. So in case you're brand new, I don't want you to be totally lost. So I'm going to take just a moment to review just a few things like what we have built already. And if you've been following along, then go get a cup of coffee, come back. It should only take a couple minutes. And if you're watching this later, zip on through. I'm not sure how long. Probably about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes I'll take to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and transition to my desktop. OBS is up. All right, so here this is mid-work here, and I've been working on this for about 2 hours, but I thought I would just kind of go through. I think one of the easiest things to do is to just look at your controllers and your models to kind of just do an overview of an app. So you'll see here we have this main invoice. What folks are doing is it's for contractors, right? That's the purpose of GigTilt, is to help you collect payment for your work. So we have an invoice model where you create it, and we have different types of payments right now that are set up. You can have a one-time payment, or a payment plan, so that goes a couple of months, or a subscription. And then vendor is what we've called the person making all of these things. Instead of user, using vendor, just because it's more the domain name. All right, and so you'll also see here connect Stripe, webhooks controller, OmniAuth callback. So we are connecting with Stripe, and so it's a standard setup. I'm not managing the Stripe accounts, in case you're familiar with that. So I'm just you're going away to Stripe, and you're going to either sign in or create your Stripe account, connect it to GigTilt, and then all the money flows through there. So what we're working on today is that in case the vendor decides to or just doesn't have the time to set up Stripe, like they sort of drop off in the middle of the onboarding process, then right now it's a little broken. If you log back in, you will not be prompted to connect with Stripe, and so if you create your invoice and you have somebody try to pay it, it's not going to work. So because that is, it's the code is looking for that account ID, and we haven't saved it yet. So that is what we're going to work on first today. And so bear with me as if the tests are coming back red. I do have one that's still failing. I think I mentioned that. So I'm just going to close it for now. My redirect is broken somehow. But let me go ahead and clear out everything that we have open, just to have it brand new. And I believe I'm just going to save this as a work in progress and come back so that invoice with redirect. Failing. Fix later. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and push that up just so that right now what we're doing is a clean slate here. So, all right, so let's go ahead and make our test. If you are new, I tend to make feature tests, integration tests first, so it's from the outside in strategy of testing. And so I make the feature test, and if there are any unit tests that would support it, I make those along the way. So we're going to create a new feature, and we're going to call it vendor wait, I'm just thinking, do we have an onboarding feature already? Vendor onboards. Maybe we should look at that and see instead if we, yeah, it's not a terribly long thing. Okay, by confirming payment, by connecting with Stripe. Okay, so this is passing right now. So let's just add a scenario here. I think that's fine. Onboards, but I'm not sure if this is the right place. Onboards. You know what it'd be? It would be vendor returns to onboarding. So I think that is a new spec, because what we're going to do is we're going to have some of these things already made ahead of time, and when they log in, we're going to have them go to the page, where they connect with Stripe. With a little message saying, "Hey, you haven't connected yet. Complete this in order to use the app," basically. All right, so somebody is saying hi, I believe. Hello. Oh, it's a little small over here. Let me move it up here. Hello. Philly Day. These names are going to be terrible at, but thank you for the wave or whatever you're sending my way. Hello back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make a new one. So I'm just going to do this all out. Undo, undo, undo. We're going to just close without saving. All right, so let's indeed make a new one and save as vendor returns to onboard spec.rb. All right, somebody else is saying hello. Finally got to catch it. Yay. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying different, mostly on Thursdays I thought would be good, but certainly you could let me know good times to do this. I've done a Thursday and a Saturday, so I'm trying to make it when people can come, because it's more fun that way. All right, let's see. Returns all morning spec. All right, so let's go ahead and take a little bit from here just to get us started. All right, so vendor returns to onboard. And sees message on connect to Stripe page. We'll capitalize Stripe. Okay. So what we need first is let's see, vendor signs in. Need all of this. Here we go. I don't need an invoice because they certainly will not have created one yet. That's the plan here. But let's take out the invoice. So we have a vendor already. We're assuming they, not with Stripe account. They signed up, they logged in and signed up, but just didn't get back to, for some reason they didn't connect their Stripe account. So let's make sure this factory is what we need. Vendor, that's right. I think we should make another one because presumably they've already subscribed. So let's make a new factory. Vendor without Stripe account. And we'll just make them have the subscription. All right, so that also makes it pretty clear in the test here. So login as doesn't visit any page. So I actually think we need to go ahead and sign in, because it's not going to have the invoice name. It's going to have, so we're not going to log in ahead of time, because the scenario is that they're logging in, and then it's going to have the content. This guy, connect with Stripe now. All right, so this will fail because right now we're redirecting anybody who logs in to their dashboard. So let's see if it fails in that way. All right. Or if we need to adjust the spec, make sure it's written correctly. All right. All right. And this is what would be faster with the guard RSpec installed, but I did not get to that yet. That's probably going to be my next Ruby snack. Anyway, since it's, you know, a task people do, and so it'd be good to record. But I thought I'd start with something a little more interesting, or not. I mean, that's also, if you're watching, you know, think about when I'm going through this, I may say, hey, what should we work on? Oh, look, in fact, just the test is broken. I have 2 E's. All right. Now let's see. So hopefully next time when we live code this part, we'll go a little faster. Hopefully. All right. Okay, so it's right. It's just showing us all of the information that you would find on the dashboard. They don't have any invoices, but they could. They could create invoices, and that would be bad, actually. So, all right. So now, I believe we already have. Do we have a sessions controller? We have a registrations. So we don't have a sessions controller. So that's where you would, that's where a lot of people put these kinds of, you know, where certain people need to go after logging in is you would inherit from the devise sessions controller. I also have seen folks put it into just the application controller. I've done that. Oh, look. In fact, here we go. I did this already. So I think we have a sign out path. After sign in path 4. Right, so I have these going on in here. But I think now that it's becoming more involved, let's go ahead and move it to its own sessions controller. So we'll put these into there. So let me double click so it stays open to remind me. So let's go ahead and we could always look it up. I'm not sure what I have open here. Test data. No, I don't. Ha ha. That was real data. All right, so nothing today. So let's see. For the devise wiki, how-to articles. So there's change the default sign in and sign out routes. Let's see what it says. Oh, no, that's, oh, not the routes. That's not what I want. After destroying, after sign out, you could always just search. Current page. Redirect to a specific page on successful sign-in. See, now they put it in the application controller for those folks. What else? Or you can do this in a controller you inherit from device sessions controller. So that is what I think I will do. I'm not going to put it in a separate folder. Not yet. So that's where I'm going to take this and I'm going to need different I'm not going to be doing all this. Let's see, preventing. Okay, well, we've set a different sign up path. Okay. So let's go ahead. This is just where you would look for it to remind yourself where it is. So let's go ahead and create a new file. Sessions controller. Right. Going all the way to the end there. Okay. So, okay, there's like, it's like all one off here. Let me fix that. Tap. There we go. So now we have some if statements, right? If it's probably coming in as record. Resource. That's right. Sign in params. Need to read back to the current page. That's sort of what this is helping to do. I just want to really go somewhere else. So why don't we look again? Let's see what else somebody else says. Stored location or welcome path. I don't need to store the location, but right now they have the same, they put it in application controller. Lots of people have different ways. A lot of them have the same thing here. You know what? I think what we're gonna do though, I think what might be nicer actually, is if I'm using it for registrations. Right. I think I actually really vendor. Oh, yeah, because it had a different layout. I think I'm just going to do, right, let's put the protected in. Let's not do that. Let's use the same kind of flow that I'm already using, which is this after, just changing the methods that they already have, because it's not really changing the new, it's changing what happens after. So let's go here, and we're going to move this. To our sessions controller. All right, so here we are after sign in, resource or scope. Let's just try resource or scope. I guess that's what's coming in. If resource or scope. When I add sort of an admin, we'll have to change this. But it'll, resource or scope is just going to be vendor right now. There's only a vendor using devise. So if the Stripe account ID, is that what we called it? Stripe UID would be what it's called. Right, Stripe UID dot present, right, in the positive. We're going to take them to the invoices path. Great. You're all set to go. Go to invoices. Else, we need to go to the connect to Stripe. So connect to Stripe path. I think that might be it. We did want to maybe add a message, because otherwise they're confused about why they're seeing this page. You can set that before the redirect, right? Yeah. It's a flash alert. We should probably put that in our test, right? want to make sure the alert's happening. I guess we could use the params. Parentheses. What should we say? Let's say, please connect with Stripe before creating your first invoice. Certainly we can change that. Okay, let's see what happens with our spec. So that went to the home page. Interesting. Signed in successfully. Why'd you go to the home page? Well, let's do that later. Let's just see if sign in path is Stripe Unity present, invoices path. Pretty sure there's not any kind of feeding in the vendor. Connect to Stripe path. It's just the name of it. Right? If we go to our yeah. Probably could clean this up a bit, but right now that's what it is. Okay. Is there something with our alert that's unhappy? Well, okay. Let's inspect I mean, when we onboard, I'm just double checking something. If we oh, what if they don't even have? All right, well, we'll have to add this. If they log in, but they haven't paid yet. All right, so fine, but we're gonna we'll change that for our next thing. If they've dropped off, they have a Stripe account. What's up? Let's see. Let's just make sure our vendor. Oh wait. creates it here. Well, let's inspect our vendor because maybe we have, oops, sorry. Something not built correctly for our test. That's usually the first, or one of the first places that I start, is to see if what I've created is what I'm expecting. So maybe I've created something that has an attribute I'm not aware of. Okay. So this looks fine. So if we go vendor.stripe, oops, I've typed wrong. There we go. False. Okay. So let's go to I remember what we're doing wrong. So, if you recall from, is it this one where we copied some stuff? Right. We have to devise for controllers sessions, and ours is just going to be sessions. But, we forgot. That's why it's not using it, and we took it out of the application controller. So we did not tell devise about this controller, and therefore it's not going to it. So our routes, registrations, that one, and then we're also making our very own sessions. And you know, I don't know why, but I prefer double quotes. Okay. Now it should go. So the default devise route when you sign in is going back to your root path. So that's why it went back to the root. Okay. Okay, great. So it got through to the next expectation. So we actually commented that out because we were trying to troubleshoot. So now let's put it back on. All right, so we got through the first expectation, now the second one. But at least it's going there. That's great. All right, so I think this time should pass. What language is this? This is Ruby, specifically Ruby on Rails. So thanks for asking. And yay, it's passing. Okay. So let's look at what we got. All right, so let's get add and get commit with the message. Add redirect, add sessions controller to handle redirect if vendor has not connected with Stripe. Okay, now let's add the redirect if they haven't even signed up, if they haven't subscribed. So they logged in, but they're like, oh, I can't do this yet, and they come back. So returns to onboard. Let's see. Returns to onboard and sees if not connected to Stripe. lowercase Stripe, but okay. And now we have another scenario. Oops. Just want to make sure my chat is scrolling. There we go. I can't. I think it's going all the way. Sorry, I think I'm not seeing all of my chat. So hang on, let me fix that real quick. Can I? Because I have it on another monitor. So let me see if I do this. Okay, so I'm looking at my chat, which says, hey Melissa, not to be nitpicky, but I wanted to mention that you could also have as a tag that it's programming. You have games and demos and other tags, but there's a programming one you can use. Thank you. This is, we're still setting up Twitch to be most effective, and so thank you. Thank you for that suggestion. I even just uploaded my profile image today. So thank you for that. Okay, so I'm gonna, don't know why when it's not maximized I can't see all of it. It's a little awkward. I'm still working on fixing this up. Let's see, can I pop it out? So it's like, you see me just leaning down, but I don't know why it's so hard to view chat. You're probably like, oh, that's no biggie. Let's see. I just want to pop it out. Ah, I had an ad that I had to close. There we go. I didn't close out the ad. So, I mean, thank you. Okay, so I think now I'll be better able to see the chat. There we go. That's better. Still a work in progress, figuring out Twitch. Although I do love lots of things about Twitch. So, oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I love these usernames. I can't. Badu boy. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very nice. All right, so let's go back to coding here. I've got about an hour left. So let's finish off this. Let's see, NC's message on, where do we go? We go, let's see, registrations. After, oh wait. After sign up path also goes to connect to Stripe. Oh, no, right. So they're going to go there, right? Maybe I don't need this. It's been a minute since I've tested onboarding. I think, let's go to the spec, because if we forget how it works. Okay. We visit the new vendor registration path, and we try it on. You have signed up successfully. All right, so after sign up, by registering, actually, you go here. Okay, so and then after you connect with Stripe, visit confirm payment path. So let's double check here our OmniAuth callback. Now it goes to Stripe connection confirmation path. And that, if we look at our view, would happen is it confirm. So onboarding, where's our onboarding controller? Right, connect to Stripe happens after. After you pay. Confirm payment. So after you sign up, you should go to confirm payment. Did I miss that? Is that what's happening? It says connect to Stripe. That is not where it should be going. It should be going to confirm payment path. So something's up with our onboarding spec. Find it successfully. Maybe we should even check the URL to make sure where we are. I don't think this test wasn't testing all that it should. So, like voodoo. Good try though. Like voodoo? Voodoo? Boo? Just trying to make it hard on me. All right. Let's see. So it should have this text. So they signed up successfully, but okay. So I think this might be. I guess I'm just changing it. It's often good to make it red again, so that clearly this was kind of a bug. So please confirm your account. All right, well, let's go ahead and run this one first. Just this one, read by registering. Okay, so let's test that first. Spec. And we're just running the scenario on line 5. Although watching the spec does allow me the time to drink water, huh? Move this over a little bit. Oh, I must have taken that off. The signed up successfully. Connect to Stripe. Please confirm your account. All right, so that we must not be showing any flash messages on that page. Because they're not on all the pages. So if we looked at views, well, so we're using the application layout. Oh, there's a confirm payment. No, it's a special confirm payment layout. Which you see does not have any flash messages. I'm handling them all inside the view. Oh, look here. Unless alert blank. Ah, only alerts. No. No notices are coming through because I had to put this in a different spot for this particular page. So that's what's happening there. So, that is where it should go. So it goes register, then we onboard to paying for it, and then we connect to Stripe. Those are the three things that happen in this onboarding. So let's see if now it passes. Let's move back to the center. It's gotten dark. I hope you guys can, yeah, it's still, look at the, yeah, it's still bright enough. Okay. Yay! All right, so, yay. Now, we return to onboarding. Right, and sees message on confirm payment page if not subscribed. So actually I'm going to refactor this because it's different types of vendors. So we're going to change this to just be within the scenario. I think it's clear. Oh. Stripe account. And in this one, we're just going to create a vendor. It's not going to have Stripe account or a subscription. So we're going to log in. But we're going to, it says, it's even in our test up here. Please confirm your account. Do we need a message? I think the please confirm your account, I think, is enough. I think let's not have a different message. And if we find that flow doesn't work, then we'll add a message. All right, so this is going to fail. This is going to try to go to invoices. It will. So this is going to fail, it should. So let's go ahead and run that. Turn to onboard. Okay. Unable to find visible link login. Okay. Oh, right, because we haven't visited anywhere. We forgot to visit the root path. So, again, a tip, when I'm working with students and things, it's sometimes, you forget to look at the spec, that the spec is wrong, and you try to find all these other places, but when it's the spec. So I always come back, okay, did I write the spec correctly? Then look at the code. Unless it's the expectation except if it's the failure I'm expecting. So, this is a failure I'm expecting. So please connect with Stripe before creating your first invoice. I don't want to go there. I want to go to the payment page. I want to be all set up. So now, now let's go to our sessions controller. Right. Okay, so else if resource or dot ID for Stripe account, probably. Let's see. ID for subscription. If the ID for the subscription is not there, then they haven't subscribed. So right. Again, let's go with the positive. So if it's present, then we're going to connect with Stripe. Else, we're going to go to confirm payment path. So you see how this sort of builds up to where they might be in the process. All right, so let's go ahead and run again, and it should pass this time. Yay! All right. Get status. Good stash. AM, because they're all just modified. Registers, but does not enter payment info. Well, but does not subscribe. Edit after sign up. Oop, in path. Oh, it's all still on this poor branch. This is not good branch management. I'm realizing, but I wasn't done. It's not lovely and green, so we've just been working on it. Fixed invoice show view. That's not what we've been doing. But let's go ahead and push it up. All right. Oh. That is those branches. Sorry, this other screen is old and a little fuzzy. I have to like lean down to read it. I wonder if I could make it bigger somehow, but next time. Next, the Banshee. That's a fun name. Those branches, yes. Branch management can be tough. I've actually, I wasn't doing this at first, but when I was doing pull requests on GitHub and merging them in, I was leaving the branch there because I thought, oh, what if I need it later? But then it just became so many branches on GitHub, and that drop down, it became confusing, and so I started to delete those. The next step is that to be sure you delete it off of your local, right? So if we go git branch, I probably have some here, like VCR. Oh, look, I had started one in Sure Connect. See, I didn't even use it. Let's delete that one because we handled it here. So let's go ahead and delete it. Git branch, and then you do the little d, because I might have to use the big D. Little d is if you merged it in, right? Big D is if you haven't. So let's just get rid of that branch. See, and then you can use a little d for VCR because I'm pretty sure I merged that in. If you do a little d and the branch and it hasn't been merged in, it'll give you a message and it won't do it. So that's a little bit of branch management there. Great. So let's we have about an hour left, which is great. I thought it was going to take me longer. One time it didn't take me longer. That was awesome. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and troubleshoot. That's always fun, right? Woo, troubleshooting. We're going to run all our tests. Or should I just run the one I know is having issues? If I would go back in my history. Yes, manages one-time payment invoice. Is that the one that was failing? No. It was the redirect. Oh, no, this is git add. Sorry. I need to look for our spec. With redirect. That is what's failing. So let's run it again so you see the failure message. And what's going on? I'm trying to figure it out. So I do have VCR set up. If you've never heard of VCR, it is a gem that records your API calls. And so you're not hitting the API all the time. And especially for this, I'm making a little bit.ly link for each invoice. So that especially I just wanted to stop doing. So here we go. So I'm expecting, let's go to the spec, and let's go ahead and close out everything. Okay. Clean it up a little bit here as far as the view goes. All right, so vendor. No, client. Client pays invoice with redirect. The very first one here. So I even took off the VCR because I thought that was what was messing it up, but evidently not. So we'll put it back on and re-record once it's working correctly. So what we have is when you create an invoice, you can set your own custom like confirmation page because we have a fun one with this little GIF or GIF with Riker from Star Trek Next Generation making a little, smile. He notices you and then smiles. I'll have to try to get back to that, show you, but it's but you can set it to something else, right? That's just our thing. Obviously you may want some other redirect. So this was working. No, it's not. So it fails right here because it's not even like going through and creating it. So it's getting stopped. Let's see where it's getting stopped. It's getting stopped at no route matches new payments invoice ID. So this is line 74. So there's some sort of error message that's happening. But this is also trying to run. Okay, so let's go to our, that open, our controller for payments, line 74. So if it comes across an error, somehow invoice is not set anymore. Unmatched constraints invoice ID. So, all right, let's just see what's happening here. All right, let's see what the error message is. Thanks. Nix. Probably in reference to the branches with the deleting. Yeah, I've gotten better at it. It's one of those little habits. You don't clean out your clean out certain things electronically. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of bad with clutter anyway. So my electronic clutter can get up there as well. So I do not have inbox 0 as some people try to have. Okay, so we're definitely having an exception. What is our exception? Couldn't find invoice. In general. Okay, up at the top it couldn't find the invoice. Okay. All right, so that's why it's going there in general. And then it can't redirect because it's not there. Okay. All right. Okay, so I said it right there. I just wasn't understanding. So up at line 24, it also referenced. Let's see what's coming in. It's interesting because this one is failing, and yet, I mean, I feel like the other ones are fine. I wonder if there's something up with invoice for subscription. Although this one works. I'm just seeing why these are working and not the one with a redirect. But let's go here and find out what it's sending in. Maybe because now the VCR is off? I don't know. I don't know. That's why it's troubleshooting. So let's look up params. So we have a token. There's no invoice. Interesting. Okay. So there's not one at all. But now how did it even get to the page and create a Stripe token if there wasn't an invoice? Right? Because it has to go to new. Right? So where did it go? So if we can't find it, it's probably some kind of capybara threading issue, like capybara WebKit. I mean, like, why was it here? Right? Let's do it again. I need to hit my new thing. Okay. That was weird. So we should get to the new first. Right, def new. Invoice.all. There's our lovely invoice. Now these two don't match, but I guess that's not a thing. I think I'm making a slug differently now. So here's the redirect. That all looks good. Okay. Let's step. Next. Let's go next. Just stepping through. Right, okay. I don't want to go through the whole friendly ID thing. So now if we go add invoice, there it is still. All right, let's go next. 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 And then are we going to get to the binding pray again? Callbacks. Next. I'm getting in the weeds here. We'll just have to move. So here it is again. And our invoice is gone. All right, one thing to try. Yeah, it's hitting. Okay. Is oh well, let's just take the new one away. One thing to potentially try is changing our WebKit driver just to see if it happens both with Selenium. This is very odd. Alright, so now it's going to launch the browser. I don't know where it's going to show because of the two screens. This is the first time I'm doing this with live coding. So let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go in here, putting in placing the order. Okay. Right, our binding pry. Our invoice is gone. How weird. And I have to hit exit twice. I wonder what... No, there's still... Okay, so it didn't matter this. Didn't matter the type of... I'm just curious if this redirect is an invoice for one-time payment. Is that it makes any difference? All right, is that a, let's double check that I'm writing it correctly. For a one-time payment. Oh, these things are going to fail, but that's okay. If it gets up to here, then I can change that, but it's just weird that it's happening on this one and not the others because we have one-time payment that's been passing. And payment plan and subscription have all been passing. And if we double check the recording, I see 200s. We make a customer. Make a charge. Yeah, all that's happening looks like it would happen fine the time we recorded it. All right, so, all right, I'm just trying different things here. Let's see. Awfully quiet in the other room. I guess Todd took Julia to the back room. Or she's taking like a crazy nap. All right, so why does it look like it did happen twice here? That's weird. Okay, but doesn't matter. Okay. All right, other things. So that didn't work. What if we didn't have a redirect? Is it the redirect that is broken? Let's just take out the expectation. Ah! What is going on? All right, all right. Okay, so that wasn't the issue, so let's put it back. All right. Let's go and look again at how these are different. And when we put in the VCR and then we took it out, let's see if we take out this one. The client pays the one-time payment. There it is. Okay. Well, that might have been a pry thing. Let's take that out. And we shall see. If I took out the binding pry. Okay. Let's put VCR back in. And run it again. Okay. Okay. So you're seeing it and I'm seeing it, right? Okay. So let's go. I guess we have to go line by line here. So, I mean, I tried. All right, let's look through here. All right, it didn't matter if it had VCR or not. Visit new invoice payment path. All the same stuff. Ah. Okay. Right. This was a fix. So maybe okay, maybe this is it. Because maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe this is it. So I was having trouble when running the whole suite. That Capybara wasn't able to find the frame because you saw when it was running through using Selenium, I'm using a JavaScript, what do you call it? Card? I mean, Stripe provides all of that design, all of that functionality in the JavaScript, and no, start, not style sheets, JavaScripts, credit card, an element, right, an element. So we are putting in the card element, right? So I edited a few things here, but it's inserting that card element because it has a lot of fun stuff already put in. And so I used it. And then, but it was hard to have Capybara find it when running the whole suite. So I changed it. So let's try this, because maybe this is somehow putting it on a different, I don't know, different thread. I mean, I watched it happen. It didn't seem different, but let's try this and see what happens. I feel like my chat is like really slow. Wish they would give you a little timestamp. Okay. Nope, same deal. I do like that it's the same now, but that did not fix it. All right. There's like nothing different. This is stumping me. Let's see, let's look. I mean, presumably this would fail if I put it up here as well. But let's just make sure that's where it fails. does the invoice go? It's working perfectly fine in the other specs. Yeah, okay, that didn't matter. Just trying to see what is different. Okay, I'm going to do something really wacky. I'm gonna take this out. Take VCR because VCR will complain. But what if I just take all of this? Like, what is up? Right? I mean, this should pass now, right? I'm just triple checking that it's not somehow just the file. I mean, I don't know. It seems unlikely, but oh well, it failed in some other way. Let's try it again. Yeah, that was just a little weirdness with Capybara. So, okay. Obviously Z. Let's put that one back the way it was. Okay. Let me just be sure and run the subscription invoice. But even if I change it to I mean, it is almost easier to create for one-time payment. So it's payment, right? Let's just copy this here. All we're testing, right? Okay. Okay. Why don't we do this? Control all. Right. No, let's take this and put it in here because something let's let's go. No, I want to, let's see. All right, and let's take away the redirect. Right. So we're not actually testing for the redirect right now, okay? But I mean, I don't see what I'm doing wrong, but clearly something was in there. Okay. All right, so we've got it passing with this, with no redirect. Okay. So now, let's add a redirect. Do we just call it redirect? Or is it redirect? I'm sorry, looking for the schema. Invoice, just put invoice, string, redirect. You know, maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's a reserved word. And by having that attribute, although I could have sworn I tested this, but I mean, it was passing at some point. But maybe we need to change that. Maybe my bundle updated to something that, you know, now causes it. But let's just see what happened. We're making it, but we're not testing for it. But maybe we change the name of that attribute. We could look it up. Let's see what happens. Something new. It doesn't seem to have hit the button. Let's just try it again. Now it went to the home page. Okay, I'm gonna change that attribute. Let's real quick. There are attributes and there are reserved words, so you should never name them that, and that's maybe where I'm coming up with. All right, reserved words. Ruby. Let me even try Ruby on Rails if it's not on there. Who do we want to give some love to? All right, let's. This is old. Should probably do something newer. You can always No, not that. That's not what I meant. Used to be able to say only recent. But alright, this one's getting... Right, Heroku. Oh, I don't know how old this is either. Oh well. Last date updated. I don't think this is what we want. I think this is somebody's project, and that's totally fine. But I would like something up to date. Not on like Ruby 16. All right, let's go with 16. Right, false if rescue, retry, return. So redirect isn't there. Is there Ruby on Rails maybe? Alright. Even though it looks old, let's just do the, oh my gosh. Oh, well, I took a from there. Redirect is not. This is arrays. Is this a picture? Yeah. Okay. Well, it doesn't say that it's a reserved word. Undocumented. Okay. Render, request, still no redirect. Return. It's just weird that it's giving me a different one each time. Now this time it's going there. Let's see, now that I've added this redirect and it's going different places, let's see where, well, it failed last time and wasn't that easy. So it got to, and return. So maybe we take that out. Let's just see what happens. And if that doesn't work, I'm changing the attribute name. I mean, it's not saying it's anywhere. I wonder if we should go to the actual Rails docs. You'd think that would come up though, that it would, Google would have indexed those. Maybe change the search. Okay, so it's back to this one. Okay, I'm just seeing where it's going. Oh, look. New invoice payment plat. There might be an error somehow. Okay. Okay. At least we have our invoice showing up. Next. 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 It's going to go through all the things. Next, it's going to go all the way to payment plan. Okay. It's creating the charge. Oops. Creating our one-time payment. Okay. It's going through again. So it's trying to do it twice. I just want to see if it's getting to here. So that's right, and return, right? Maybe the and return isn't working. Maybe I should put another binding prior where the error is and see what that is. Okay, it's going there. Interesting. Next. Right. So he's probably saying, you know, you have too many redirects, because that's before I put this exception handling in, that's what it said, and I put in and return. Okay. And then now it's just going to the home page. It's not going there. So it's obviously something wrong with this line. And return, so there's an error. I mean, it's going back to the new, it's doing this as well. And return is supposed to like say, done, I'm done. So this is not a standard create action. Okay, so and return is supposed to work. I was going through twice. Now, well, let's see. I have just about 4 minutes left. But I'm gonna look up. Rails. Set different redirect. And controller. That's probably depending. Create action, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh. Although this gives me an idea. So this is saying, you know, options, redirect to back. You can set the redirect to into the parameter. What if I set the redirect? Right? So that it's only calling it once here. It's rescuing an exception there. So, redirect. We need if statements. Copy. So actually calling redirect, we're setting it, right? Okay, let's add redirect URL equals the invoice redirect. Else at redirect URL equals the payment confirmation path. Let's actually call it URL. Okay, well, because that'll print it out, right? Let's go with that. All right, let's see. Run our other tests. That's what they're there for. All right, so so now we're going to not have any of these things. Not have that and return, which I believe is what's messing us up. Okay, give it a shot. I believe I would call this just a tad bit hacky, but I've never been successful with and return, and that may be just something I'm not quite connecting when I read the documentation about it. Nope. Wait a second. I'm having it go to GigTilt, right? And I forgot to change the test. Ugh. All right. So when it was seemingly going to the home page, that's when it was passing, right? So, okay. I know I'm going over just a little bit, but okay. So I put that. All right. So copy. Then Y changes it back. Right. So let's do this. Right. So that. All right, let's see if this passes. And then I might change a couple things back. I just wasn't reading my expectation and seeing that that's not what I was needing to expect. No! Okay. All right, but I've narrowed it down to this expectation. Current URL. Maybe. What if I save and open page here? Maybe it's our expectation current URL. So the actual expectation in that case. Well, I know I took it out and put it back in. I should have documented. Media. No, this went back to. Okay, if I don't expect anything, does it pass? Like to see anything. No. How did I get back to this? This was failing here, and it was showing content for the home page. Oops, sorry. Caps lock. This is definitely a case I should have written down what I was doing. But I do have it on video. So I can go back and look. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Sorry it didn't end with a satisfying green. But we did get some good stuff done with the onboarding. That was green. And no longer... Okay. So that's a new error. I think it is a thread issue. I think I said that at the very beginning. Because it's checking I wonder if we could somehow test it without the JavaScript. I don't think so. I mean, I could look into that. Okay, so I'm wrapping up, and thank you all for coming and commenting. And I should have no trouble doing this again next Thursday. All right. Have a great evening, and I will see you all soon. All right, I'm going to get over to my OBS to stop streaming. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye-bye.